Alright, this is a video about how to enter multiple digits from the keyboard or even possible words, so like your name or something. So we're going to start off by making a variable that's going to hold our information, so we'll call it input text. And this is going to look a little weird. We actually want to leave the string, so this is a string here, empty. But just to show what's going to happen, if I type in hi and I go and print out, so it'll print our input text, we can see it should say hi over and over and over again. Okay, good. Now if I get rid of this hi, you should see that it's an empty string. So there's nothing in there, which is perfect. Now after that, then we want to start making it so the person can enter code. And we're going to do that in our key pressed function. So we'll do key pressed. Sorry, I'm having some keyboard issues here. Key pressed. All right. Okay, so what happens when this key is pressed? Well, we want to add something to the input text. Meaning, I'm going to go input text. And you've seen this before, hopefully by this point, this plus equals. That means we're going to add whatever we type in into the input text. And I'm going to do just whatever key I press. And I already have this function draw printing out the input text, so I should be able to see what happens. So you can see right now it's empty in the bottom left. So if I type F, then F should start showing up. Perfect. And then I, and then let's say N and D. So now this input text actually is holding the word find. But then how do we tell the computer, hey, that's enough. I don't want it to add any more to that. Like, I'm done. Now the same could be true of a number. Like if I restart this and it's empty and I say, hey, I want the number to be 23. And then I'm going to hit enter. Oh, 23 enter actually shows up. Not what we want. So how we stop that from happening is most often people, when they're done typing something and they want to enter their answer, usually we hit enter. So we're going to go if, and we're going to say if the key code, and we're going to use key code because it's one of the special keys being enter. And you haven't seen this before, is not equal to, is what that means. So exclamation mark means not equal to, and then it's going to be in capitals enter. So if we did not hit enter, then we want something to happen. And we want to happen is we want to add the key text to the code. Now how this looks, so right now again I'll say I'm going to do 23, so 2, 3, perfect. I hit enter, and you can see nothing's changed, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but now we've actually made that into something. Like it's now holding that input text again. And we were able to give the command that we actually submitted it, which is good. The one problem though is if I go and compare this to something. So right now I have 23 in there. And if I say if if input text is equal to, we'll make a random number. So we'll do a computer. We'll do a random number. Then we want it to have some text and say, you're correct. You are correct. And we'll put that at 50, 100 to close out my string. So 50, 100. Okay, there we go. So one more time, if our input text, so after we hit enter, if that equals the random text, then hey, perfect text, you are correct. Okay, so far nothing's showing up. We can hit 2, 3. Oh, we haven't actually made a random number yet. That would probably be helpful. So let's go random number. Learn to spell. Number is equal to, we said 23 right now. Okay, so we have to let. Okay, so right now nothing's happening, which is good. Still nothing's happening, which is good. 23. We can't see it because we've got this background happening. So let's just delete that. So one more time, 2, 3. Perfect. It says you are correct. Now, and if I hit enter, all is good. Well, you can see every time I press a key, though, it is going to make it so that this gets a little darker. So we are going to want to add maybe a background here. And we'll do 200. So that'll get rid of that issue. 2, 3. Perfect. Now, there are some... Now, you would want to use this number at this point for something. And probably, I would do the order the other way. Meaning I'd put this if statement first. Because if I just type in 2, 3, it actually says you're correct right away. But what if this person was going to type in 231? Oh, well, that should be incorrect. So we actually want this if statement first. Now that I've made a mess of this. Okay, so we want that if statement first. And I think the lesson there is don't just copy and paste like that. It makes a mess of things. Okay. So now if I type in 23, nothing happens because the person hasn't said, hey, I want that to be it yet, because we actually check if this is true first. Now, if I hit enter, you are correct, because now I'm not adding something like this. I'm actually doing, it's now going to check because I'm hitting enter.